Hiya, I thought we'd talk about reamping this time. I always reamp, it's much easier than re-recording. This is a little rig I made that's got a Marshall on the right and a Fender on the left, nothing else going on there at all. First of all, let's talk about digital reamping. This is how you set it up. You go to your global settings, turn your USB audio on, and put your USB mode into DAW. What you'll notice is when you launch your DAW, that offline thing will see the DAW and it will go to streaming like that. We're now live from the Headrush to your DAW. So what you need to do now is open your DAW and select the Headrush as your audio interface. I've already done it. There it is. I could have used my Fireface or Windows itself, but I've chosen the Headrush. Now we create a new track. As we're recording straight from the Headrush on this track, we'll have a stereo track and we'll call it Headrush. There it is. Set the inputs to the Headrushes 1 and 2. That's the first two inputs on the Headrush. Might as well record arm that while we're here. Have another track. This time you only need a mono track because you're recording the dry sound of the guitar with this track. Set the input to the Headrushes track 3 or channel 3, whatever you want to call it, input 3. That's what you should call it. Record arm them both. And some wah-wah. Right, there we go. That's the tracks recorded. At the top there, we've got the signal that's straight from the Headrush as the rig was set up. That's just the Marshall amp. Let's hear that. Now switch over to the raw signal. There we are. Oh, isn't he pathetic? It just shows you those big heavy metal boys. It's all in the amplifier. Anyway, let's reamp that weedy sound into something else. Weedy, the Fender. So we'll turn the volume down on the stereo track, and we set the output on the mono track to 3. Now that sends that clean signal down the wire to the Headrush, and the Headrush sends it back. So we need a new stereo channel because it's coming back from the Headrush in stereo. Set the input again to 1 and 2. So we're going out on 3 and we're coming in on 1 and 2. That's always the case. Now record on that track and go down to your Headrush, where you need to quickly go into the global settings to change the way it's working. So we flipped over to the Fender amp, as you can see, go in the global settings, change it from DAW to reamp. That's very important. You'll be frustrated and thinking it doesn't work if you don't do that. Now you can go back to your recording software and just hit record, and it should do everything else automatically. Here we go. Yep, it worked. How about the wah-wah? Yeah, no wah-wah. And that's because the Headrush is sending the signal from the absolute input as the dry signal, so it's not going through any effects. I always reamp analog styly. So let's turn off USB audio. The Headrush is now back to not talking to the computer through USB. Let's put an FX loop in and let's set its mix, its send and its return all to 0. Now you need a normal guitar wire which you will plug into the back of your Headrush on the mono send out. Here's a fat-fingered man doing exactly that. There we go. Into the left mono send. He's then going to plug that into the front of his audio interface. I'm lucky, mine's got 4 inputs on the front. Those 2 silver ones are the Headrush analog, and that black wire is now the effects send. So this time I've set my interface to be my Fireface, my RME, and we do the same procedure. I create a new track, stereo track, call it Headrush. Set the inputs to 3 and 4 because, as you saw, I always have my Headrush plugged in permanently into 3 and 4. I've just plugged the effect send into channel 2, so we'll create a mono channel. We'll call that reamp. Here we go. Set the interface to channel 2. record arm that, and now record some nonsense. Here we go. So there we are, that was just the rig and a bit of wah-wah. So let's check what we've got. Turn record off, solo the Headrush itself. Yep, that's the Headrush soloed. And that's the clean. And there we are, wah-wah, because the effects block is after the wah-wah and before everything else. So now anything you put before the effects loop will be in the clean signal, anything after won't. That's very valuable. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a third-party plugin on that clean signal. I'm going to pick a random sound. Let's go for Scuff and Meskia. I'm going to pick a random sound. I'm going to pan the Headrush left. I'm going to pan the plugin right. I'm going to hit play and... instant big sound. Now obviously you can duplicate the clean track, you can have loads of different plugins on it. I like to reamp this way rather than the USB way. So there we go, reamping. I've been mucking about with my Headrush. God knows what you've been mucking about with. See you soon. Bye.